Yeah, welcome to today's class. I'm currently testing the audio. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, I would like you to drop a message in the chat box. Hello? Okay. Can you also see my screen? If you can see my screen, um, let me know, please. Training we are having, or the second class we are having. I would also like to know the video quality. Okay, someone said it's clear enough. If it's not clear from your end, you can increase the quality from the settings on YouTube. But I believe we are good to go. This is clear enough, right? Okay. I'm going to do a little recap from what we did previously. How many of you here you were part of the first class? I would like you to indicate you attended the first class we did or we held. I would like you to drop a comment on the session. How many of you were part of the first class or you attended the first class? Okay, Makama attended the first class. Who else attended the first class? Okay, Sodiq attended also. Wow, we have a lot of persons here. Michael Obi also attended the first class. Um, okay. Wow, there are a lot of persons rather that attended the first class. That's nice. I believe you all um, have subscribed to this YouTube channel. Okay, yes, you have. That's why you are able to send a message on the chat box. But those who didn't attend, I'm going to do a brief recap before we move into today's topic. And secondly, um there's there are two pre-recorded video. We have the first pre-recorded video for the first class, and we also which I believe if you have followed our instruction, you won't find anything challenging. um in the first class, we did an introduction to what we are supposed to do in this class, which was using coordinates in carrying out drawings in AutoCAD, which we dropped the pre-recorded video. And it also contains um, the pre-recorded video contains what we are going to do in this training. Okay, I'll dive into AutoCAD and do some recap. Okay, I'm not going to start from the beginning. We talked about what AutoCAD is, and we looked at what AutoCAD is. It's a, a computer aided design software designed by Autodesk that enables drafters, architects, engineers, and other experienced professionals to create 2D and three-dimensional or two-dimensional and three-dimensional model. When you are working with 3D, it's called 3D modeling. When you are working with 2D, it's called drafting. And we looked at professions that use AutoCAD. We also looked at different types of AutoCAD software or variations of AutoCAD software. We looked at career as a CAD designer. All these are careers as a CAD designer. And we talked about how architects can maximize the use of AutoCAD, mechanical engineers, and product designers. Um, we looked at civil engineers also, electrical and electronics engineers. They also use AutoCAD. We also have interior designers. Um, there was this brief introduction to the AutoCAD workspace, and we talked about how to we familiarized ourselves with the AutoCAD workspace, the ribbon, what is the user coordinate system, what is the command line. We also have the view cube, we have the ribbons, and all of that. So in the first class, we looked at line, polyline, circle, rectangle, polygon, arc. Okay, we didn't treat arc, and we haven't also treated hatch. And during our first class, we looked at the major difference between the polyline tool. We also looked at the circle tool, that there are different ways of drawing a circle. You can either use radius or you can use diameter. What does that mean? You click on the circle tool, you specify the center points. You either specify the radius of that circle or you specify the diameter of the circle. We looked at the rectangle tool also, how to create a freehand rectangle and also a rectangle with dimension. We looked at polygon, how to create an inscribed polygon, how to create a circumscribed polygon. Some of you here have used AutoCAD before. This is not the first time, but I believe you all learned something from the previous class, and we took some example. This was the first example we did. We did this using the line tool and the basic procedures of um, carrying out or doing a 2D drawing. And these were examples or assignments that we are given. Then we also did this using the coordinate system, which I'm going to do a little recap on before we move forward. And before I start doing this, I would like to ask if anyone has any question from the previous class. If you have any question, please drop it in the chat box. Okay, I'm going to take this tutorial again, or this exercise again, using AutoCAD, how to do coordinates, how to draw a 2D object using the coordinate system in doing AutoCAD. Okay, like I said in the first class, this is your AutoCAD working environment. This is the welcome screen or the start screen. I'm using AutoCAD 2023. Below we have open to open previous drawing. We also have new to create a new file. I'm going to click on new. Okay. For this, I said AutoCAD basically works like a graph rather. You can plot points on your graph. You have, let's assume we have points like 5, 10. It means the 5 is your x-axis. The x-axis comes before your y. So if you have 5, 10, it means the x-axis is 5 and the y-axis is 10. Please do not misplace that, because if you do, you are going to get something different. And I said the first thing you need to do before you start doing any drawing in AutoCAD is to set your unit. And the way for you to set your unit is to type units, UNITS, on your command line and hit enter. The moment you do that, this dialog box is going to pop up, and you click on precision. For now, we are going to be using a whole number, and I'm going to use millimeters. Click OK. Then the next thing I'm going to do is to specify my limit. I also said in the previous class that AutoCAD is a software that spans from infinity to infinity. So the AutoCAD software actually has no limit. So when you are, it means if you, I'm going to give an example. If you throw a pin in a river, it's difficult for you to see it. You understand? But if you throw a pin in a cup of just one glass of water, it's possible for you to see that pin or that bead. Why? Because you now have a confined space. You get your view is now within a smaller range. But when you throw a pin in a river, how do you want to start from to look for it? Like, how do you want to find it? That's basically what happens in AutoCAD. If you are drawing, let's assume a 10 millimeter line in a limit of 10,000, you won't see that line. You won't see that line. So what the limit does is you are taking a cup and fetch a little water from the river and put your pin inside or your bead. That's basically the easiest explanation. So what you are saying is, AutoCAD, you are very vast, you are very big. What I just need is a little space. I want to zoom into this object in this space, this area. So whatever you are doing is within that limit. And when specifying your limit, you always look at the highest number you have, the highest digit you get. For this, I'm going to look at this. For this, the highest digit here is 10 rather. So I can set my limit to be 15,15. That's my x-axis. I'm telling I want the highest value to be 15 and the lowest value to be the highest value on the x-axis also to be 15. The same way when you are setting your graph, you want to plot coordinates or points on your graph, you are going to make reference, look at the highest digits on the graph. You can't be using a scale of 1 to let's say 1 to 2 units, when what you want to plot is like 500, your graph can't contain, you don't have enough space to contain that. So what you do is you shrink it, you get, and your model, whatever you're plotting, is going to be small. The same thing, AutoCAD is big. You now need to, customize the space so that whatever you are drawing that is small can appear big enough, bold enough. Okay, I think I've explained that a lot, because someone was during the last class, someone was like, I thought setting a limit is 100, 100. There is no certain way to set a limit. Your limit is dependent on what you are doing at that point in time. If you are drawing an estate, and let's assume it's 30,000, that, or whatever you are doing is 30,000, that's the highest, the longest length, you need to use a limit that is above that, maybe 35,000 or 40,000. It depends. I'm going to type limit. I'm specifying my origin, which is 0, 0 and 15, 15. I'm going to type zoom and type all, hit enter. Okay, so we have successfully set our workspace. The next thing we need to do is to look at our drawing, though it's already in the group chat. We have A to B. A to B is 10, but point A is 0, 0, which is the origin. What I'm going to do now is the origin. What I'm going to do now is to move over to AutoCAD. Click on either my line or my polyline. The both of them will give it a 0, which will start this from the center point. Yeah, then to get value B is 10. So 10, 0, it means 10 is on the x-axis, y remains 0. Okay, I'm going to use 10, 0, hit enter. I'm going to move upwards. 10, 2 means 10 is the x-axis and 2 is the y-axis. Okay, we have 10, 2. 10 what is the x-axis, y, and 2 is the y-axis. Then we have 8, 2. 8 is the x-axis, 8, 2, while 2 is the y-axis. We have E, and so E is this point. We want to get this point now, and this is it, 8, 5 rather. It's 5, hit enter. The next point is F, which is 6, 5. 6, 5, hit enter. The next point is G, which is 6, 7. 6, 7, hit enter. The next point is H, which is 4, 7. 4, 7. The next point is I, which is 4, 5. 4, 5. The next point is J, which is 2, 5. 2, 5, hit enter. The next point is K, which is 2, 2. K is 2, 2. Hit enter. And we have L, which is 0, 2. L is 0, 2. Hit enter. And to finish it up, we'll use 0, 0, which is the origin. Hit escape to leave that command. So you can see that we just did this example without leaving AutoCAD, or rather without clicking any specific line. You understand? So the same thing applies to this. You can do a lot of things using the same method, but sometimes you need to calculate this in order for you to get it. So for this, I'm going to do this as this next example. I'm going to do this, and this is a square. This is 50 by 40. I will delete this. So you can, screenshot this. Use your phone. You can screenshot it so that you can do the example yourself or follow up while I'm calling these figures. Let me check if I have any question. Someone is saying they can't hear me. How many persons can't hear me? Oh my God, no data. Can you all hear me, please? Okay, can you also see my screen? Okay. I needed to confirm that. Okay, Kingsley. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, so for this is what we are going to do next. For this, the length here is 50, and for this is 40. I'll move over to AutoCAD and use my line 2 this time. The previous time I used polyline. I'm going to use 0, 0, hit enter. and or I'm going to use the rectangle tool. Click on the rectangle tool, 0, 0, hit enter. Click on dimensions and type 50. 50 is for the length, 40 is for the width, and 40. Okay, zoom out. Now you can see that when I drew this and my rectangle is big, remember what I said when setting your limit? That was because the limit I used was 15. And how many times can you find 15 in this? So it means my object now is going to be very big. It's going to look big. So I need to zoom out. The same thing if you drew this and your limit is maybe 1000 by 1000. Putting a length is going to make it look very small. So you have to zoom inside a lot. Okay. I want to get this particular circle here. The length here is 5 and from here is 20. The coordinate I'm going to use is 5, 20. For this, I'm going to click on the circle tools, radius. Okay, I need to confirm if it's okay, diameter. I'm going to use diameter 5, 20. Hit enter, and the diameter is 6. I've gotten this. The next one I'm going to get is this big circle here. The length is 25 and here we have 10. So this is going to be 25, 10. Click on the circle tool again. This will be 25, 10. Hit enter, and the diameter of this is 15. Diameter is 15, not radius. Circle 20, 10. I think I'm correct. 25, 10, 25, 10. 25, 10. 25, 10. Okay, and specify the diameter, which is 15. The same thing applies to this smaller one here. We have 45, 20. 45, 20. Click on circle. 45, 20. You hit enter, and the diameter is 6. Diameter 6. This top one here is 25, 30. 25, 30. That's the coordinates. We have 25, 30. Hit enter, and the diameter is 15. So you found out that you can actually do a lot with you can actually do a lot with your coordinate system. It doesn't really matter how complex the drawing is. You can still do this too with the coordinate system, and you need to take this as a picture, snap it. This is going to be the assignment that will be submitted after this class. This is going to be the assignment that will be submitted after this class. So you can take a screenshot and just take a screenshot. You all know how to submit your assignment. After you have done it, you can take a screenshot, or you snap with your phone and make a post on LinkedIn, your social media handle. And I noticed most of you just copy and paste the example you use. It doesn't show realness. It doesn't show any sign of authenticity from your end. And we are taking note of persons that actually put in effort to do this, because the fact that it's play over everything. Whatever we are saying, whatever we are doing, we are intentional about it. The first class, there was low video quality, and we made sure that we fixed that before this class. And every other thing we are doing, we are putting everything in place to make sure that every participant understands what he or she is doing here. You are not wasting your time. And those persons that we have seen that have put in the necessary work will definitely be appreciated. And this is the next example we are going to do for this, for as it has to do with using coordinates. Okay, for this, the highest here is 55, and we have 45 almost. Okay, this is 50, 40. So for this, we have, okay, this is supposed to be assignment 3, but we are going to use it as an example. Okay, so this is 55 and 45. Move over to my AutoCAD. I'm going to delete this. I explained the different type of selection tool. We have this, which the marquee selection tool with blue, and this other one with green. Both of them perform different functions. Okay, I can hear you, but I don't know how to sign attendance. When it's time for attendance, attendance will be dropped in the group chat here, in the comment section. Okay, let's move over to this. This is 55, 45. Move over to AutoCAD, click on the rectangle tool, 0, 0, 55, 45. Hit enter, click to select or to accept it. And for this might look somehow strange. Oh, how can I do all this? It's very simple. If you track this circle here, we have 15 and we have 10. We have 15 and we have 10. Okay, I'm going to click on the circle tool. I don't know if this is given. Okay, this is given in diameter. The diameter is 9. The diameter for the big circle is 9. The small circle is 6. (15,10). Okay, I'm going to type 15,10, and here we have diameter as 9. Enter. And we have this is 10,22.5. Circle again. All I just did was to type C on my keyboard and hit enter. Basically maximizing the command line for shortcuts. 0.5. Yes, 10,22.5. Hit enter. And is this a big circle or a small circle? This is a small circle, and the diameter is 6. So we have this is 15,35. Circle 15,35. And the diameter is 9. I guess this is a big circle. Okay, yes. And we have here, this is 40,10. Circle 40. Escape. Circle 40,10. And the diameter is 9. For this is 45, 45. 45, comma 22.5. This is C 45 comma 22.5, and the diameter is 6. We have this is 40 comma 35, 40 comma 35, C 40 comma 35, and the diameter is 9. Then we have the center, this center big circle, which is 27.5 comma 22.5, C 27.5 comma 22.5, and 16 is the diameter, D 16. You can see that no matter how difficult this object may look, no matter how difficult it might look, is doable. Something that can be done very, very easy. One other tool we are supposed to look at is the hatch tool. How to set this color. Somebody in the WhatsApp group asks, okay, how can I add colors to this 2D object we just drew? Okay, we are going to look at that, but before I do that, I'm going to take questions. I think I saw one question previously here. Okay, Solomon said, please, only my x-axis obeys the command. What's wrong? Okay, you need to reset your user coordinate system, and it happens a lot. You need to reset your user coordinate system. I'm going to drop the command for that. I think few persons have had that challenge. I don't have the command upstairs right now, but I will drop the solution to that. Just few things you need to type on your command line and hit enter, and it solves that problem. Okay, does anyone have any question? Okay, yeah, whatever we are doing can be done with any version of AutoCAD. AutoCAD 2010, 2011 up to 2025. You can use it in doing any of these exercises we are doing together. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do now is how to use the hash tool. After that, I'll take more questions. So this is the hash tool. So this, I'm going to zoom in. Here we have different types of hatch. We have hatch and we have gradient. What we have on as the example we are doing is was done using the hash tool. Sorry, the gradient rather. But it's still the same procedure in getting the hatch. You come down here, click on gradient. The moment you select your gradient, your ribbon is going to change. Just give it a little bit time. Yeah, the ribbon is going to change, and come down to this point and click on gradient. Now these are the two colors you can pick. I'm going to select green, and I'm going to just leave it at yellow or another shade. What shade of yellow should I use? Should I use this shade? Okay, I'm just going to use this shade. Then you click this and you see a drop down. I'm going to click on this. You can pick any of your preferred choice. After you have done that, you come down here and select inside of the object you want to select. You want to apply that gradient on. That's just what you need to do. As many you can do that often. Okay, I'm going to draw something, stylish like this, just something simple rather. And wherever you pick, you can see the preview. If I select this inside, the inside of this smaller circle, that's where it's going to apply. If I hover around this smaller one, that's where it's going to apply. And your gradient works in, or is being applied in, a closed area. I'm going to give an example of that. You can see this. You can't apply gradient on this because it's not closed. AutoCAD will definitely give you an error. It says there might be a gap between the boundary object, or the boundary object might be outside the display area. You can't, and you can see that there's this red circle showing that this place is supposed to be enclosed. So if you are doing anything somehow and your gradient is not applying, just know that there is an opening, there is a gap in your drawing. Gradient also applies only when that object is totally enclosed. Like if I do it now, it applies because this is an enclosed system or a boundary area. I'm going to take a few questions. I think what you should be interested in is what I'm teaching on, not really the attendance. Time for the attendance is going to be dropped there. I believe what some of you are waiting for is just to take attendance and run away. Okay. I believe everyone understands or understood what I just explained on the gradients. Does anyone have any question on that? Okay. While I'm waiting for question, in our next class we are going to look at the modify tool. We'll use them extensively in our next class, but I'm going to do a brief introduction to some of these tools. And some of the tools we are going to be looking at are these. Sometimes they are being called editing tools. So the first tool we have here is the move tool. The next tool we have is the rotate tool. The next tool we have is the trim tool. We also have the erase tool. It's used in erasing or removing objects. We have the copy tool. We have the mirror tool. We have the stretch tool. We have the scale tool. We have array tool. We have fillet or chamfer. We have explode tool. We have offset tool. And there are lots of editing tools here. But for this training, we are going to focus on move tool, rotate, trim, copy, We are going to focus on move, rotate, trim, scale, erase also. So these are the 5 tools we are going to be using in our upcoming class. Okay, Mr. Kingsley, you can drop the attendance form in the Okay, if you are just joining, that's not an issue. The recorded session is always available on YouTube. You can go back and watch it over and over again. There is still the pre-recorded session of this class. There's already a pre-recorded session for this class. You can use from 2018 upwards. Success Adebayo, you said what's the app version? You can use from 2018 upwards, 2018, 2019 to 2025 to the latest version. You can use any of that. Okay. Yes, please drop the attendance. Who is in charge of the attendance? I would like you to drop it now in the comment section. And I'll give few minutes for that. Okay, Temi, you said while trying to use the coordinate, I have to use the hash before it works perfectly. Is there any command to remove that? Yes, some other person had that challenge. There is a way to reset your UCS. There's a way to reset your UCS. I will drop the procedure in the WhatsApp group chat. Oladayo, we just used the gradient. We have used the gradient in explaining how to use. We have used the gradient to add colors to that, but I'm going to go over that again. I'm going to go over that again. I want to take as many questions as possible before moving over to AutoCAD. Someone is dropping the attendance. The attendance will be dropped very soon in the next 5 minutes. Okay, Kingsley said the attendance can't be dropped there. Okay, for that I'm coming. Let me check if Okay, for the attendance, I'm coming. Just give me a minute. I will handle that. I'm coming. For some time, you might be seeing a blank screen. I want to copy the attendance from where it is and post it on the group chat. So I just turned off my screen for a moment. Okay, I turned off my screen for a moment. I want to copy the attendance and post. Copy link, paste. Okay, I just dropped the link for today's attendance. I believe everyone can. Okay, the course code is assignment 2. Assignment 2, that's the course code. Assignment 2, that's the course code for today's attendance. So course code is assignment 2. We don't want to see this in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I'm going to do a recap on gradients. Okay, so this is what we just drew. I'm assuming that, and I want to add color like what most of you usually say, but what is called is gradient. I will come down to, I'm going to zoom inside a little bit. So come here, you see gradient. I'll click on gradient and come down to this property panel. Select your desired color, your preferred color. I'm going to select this and select this also. Those two colors. It looks like someone is fighting war. Okay, then you select your preferred pattern. I'm going to select this pattern or this pattern and select the object you want to apply that gradient on. And like I explained earlier, you can apply gradient only on a closed boundary. You can apply gradient only on a closed boundary. If you do something like this, let's assume something like this, this is not closed, and you want to apply a gradient here, I'll right click, come to recent, click on gradient and click inside of this. I will definitely get a warning or an error. It says a closed boundary cannot be determined. It means this can only be applied in a closed boundary, like a circle, a closed system. There might be gaps between the boundary objects, or the boundary objects might be outside of the display area. So basically you can also see here that we have two red circles indicating that, yeah, we have an opening here. So for us to solve this, what we need to do is to come here, click this, click close, then fix this first. Select this and move it upwards a bit, and then after we have done that successfully, we can come down to gradient again and add our gradient. Okay. Some persons are still asking for the attendance. I'm going to drop it again. So I just dropped the attendance once again. I believe this gradient, everyone understands it or understood it. Okay, everyone understood it and everyone understands it. Good. Okay, like I said, these are things we are going to be looking at in our next class, which is tomorrow on Friday. We are going to look at how to use the move tool. We are going to look at how to use the rotate tool, the scale and trim. Note that these examples we are doing, and these are some of the examples we are going to be doing in our next class. Something more concrete and something a little bit tougher. Something a little bit tough. That's what we are going to be doing in our next class. Yeah. Then we will look at move, copy, rotate, scale, and trim. So for this we might do the 3 example, or we might do 2 out of the 3 example. And note that these stuffs we just did, there are easier ways of doing them. Maybe there are easier ways of doing them, but for this class, I'm using these examples to explain few things. So for this, we can use other tools to make this our drawing faster and easier. But based on, for this class, we are using this route. We are taking this route for this class. Wait, can you all see my screen? Someone is saying Oluwatoyin says she can't hear me. Who else is having this challenge? Who else is experiencing this? Who else can't hear me? Okay. So you all can see my screen and you all can hear me loud and clear. Oluwatoyin. Oluwatoyin, I think the network challenge is from your end. So maybe you might need to turn off your data and turn it on again to see. The course code is assignment 2. The course code is assignment 2. The course code is assignment 2. The link I sent isn't loading. It means it's from your network. After this free session, there's going to be there's going to be an advanced class where we are going to take time to go into some of this. I'm going to give an example. Okay. So in our advanced class, these are some of the things we are going to be looking at. This was done in AutoCAD. You understand? This was also done in AutoCAD. This was done in AutoCAD. All this, we are not done using an external software. They were done using AutoCAD software. And in our advanced class, we are going to take our time to show you how you can do this. For those in civil engineering, you can use AutoCAD for your structural detailing, and mechanical engineering also. These are stuffs you can do. Everything you are seeing in this slide was modeled in AutoCAD. The materials and all that. AutoCAD is very, very powerful, but we can't take everything in this free class. So in our the advanced class is going to be communicated immediately after this free training. So you can see that during this free training, about 1,000 people enrolled, but so far we just have maybe 40 something persons attending the live class. I just posted the attendance list. Okay, yeah. So there is going to be an advanced class. I just need to make that clear. Not everything will be covered in this free training. Not everything is going to be covered. There will be an advanced class where we are going to give you that opportunity of asking, live question. The reason we are restricting it to chat box is because imagine if 43 persons are asking questions at the same time. The class is going to be rowdy. So the advanced class, we know that it's just few persons that are going to participate in it, and it's going to be more interactive. The reason why we are the reason why we are using YouTube is because YouTube can accommodate a large number of persons, and we want it that way. The first training we did, we used Telegram. We know that Telegram can contain a large number of persons, but our first training we had about 250 persons in attendance, and Telegram could not contain it. It could contain it, but so many persons were having difficulty hearing. Some persons could hear, some persons could not see the screen. Some persons could see the screen, they could not hear what I was saying or the instructor. We had to devise a better way of serving our customer better, our clients, and that's why we resulted in using YouTube. And we also decided to use YouTube to avoid we made it subscribers, only subscribers can comment, because when you go live, whoever has signed up to your channel is going to get a notification that you are live, and we don't want to draw nuisance to this class. So that's why we post the link on the group chat, and only those who have subscribed can comment. I'm still waiting for questions. Like, okay, if you have questions that are not related to what we have done so far, but somehow is related to AutoCAD or related to the training, some of you were not present in the chat session with NSE Abiyokuta, where the chairman made his opening remark, and we explained how this training is going to run from the beginning to the end, and how we are going to close it out, certificate and all of that. If you have questions, please, I would like you to drop a question. Okay, someone said drop question assignment. Okay, yeah, that's possible. I will do that now. Okay, my screen is blank, so if you are seeing a blank screen, there's no cause for an alarm. I intentionally turned off my screen from here so that I can post some stuff in the group chat. Okay, so I just dropped the assignment for today. Mommy, please, Yeah, I just dropped the assignment in the group chat. What else should I drop? Okay, the assignment has been dropped in the group chat. Yes, I said assignment 2. I didn't say AutoCAD Training 2. Assignment 2, that's the course code. Oluwatoyin, please send me a message on WhatsApp. Send rent customer support message on WhatsApp. No, I didn't say you should fill dimension. Whatever you are doing as an assignment is what we did here. Some of you that know how to do dimension, we didn't send you. We just want do what we taught you. We have organized a virtual class. We expect you to do what we have. Um, Oluwatoyin, please contact the customer support on WhatsApp. You see rent customer support or rent limited. Yeah, send a message that I am Oluwatoyin, and we'll attend to you. Okay, Ademola said he's proficient in AutoCAD, and you're looking at AutoCAD architectural and civil drawings. That's a different training altogether. Maybe we could organize something on that, but expect the advanced class is going to be mind blowing. Don't worry. We have come to the conclusion of today's class. I am entertaining questions. The assignment has been dropped in the group chat. The advanced class is going to we will make uh, we will drop information about the advanced class when it starts. Oluwatoyin, I think I need to Oku. Okay, thank you all for participating in today's class. I believe today's class was interactive, although it was short, um, due to the fact that we did some of the things we were supposed to do in today's class in our first class. And but I believe everyone understood what we said. Despite the fact that the class was short, the main thing we are looking at is to make sure that everyone understands what we are saying. You can always watch this the replay on YouTube. Everything is recorded, yes. You don't need to show the distance and dimension when gradients and dimension gradient and hatch is used to specify details. Is used in specifying details in your drawing. So it depends. For instance, this drawing that was given to us, it was done using gradient. So if it's given to you as an assignment, you need to also do it using gradient. It's not compulsory you add a gradient. And hatch, for instance, if you are doing a drawing, let's say an architectural drawing, and you are showing the section, or even mechanical, you are showing the section, wherever your slice passes through, you need to section it. You need to use something, you need to hatch that part, showing that yes, this place was cut through. So in engineering, you use hatch to most of the time show a section part of an object. Oluwatoyin, I've said this several times. Send rent customer support a message. Thank you all for participating in today's class. I think okay. Oladayo, what's your question? You don't need to show the distance and dimension. We didn't treat dimension in this course, in today's class. Today's class, what we did mostly is the hatch tool. Sorry, the gradient tool. We use the gradient to add gradient to what we have done. So the assignment, you are going to do it and add gradient to it. That's basically it. I've answered this question like 3 times now. Okay, thank you all very much for attending, and sit tight. We also have another class tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be the final class, and it's something you don't want to miss because there are so many tricks in AutoCAD I'm going to show you guys tomorrow. A lot of tricks in AutoCAD. Although registration has ended, I would have said you should share the links again and invite your friends to attend. But out of 1,000 persons that enrolled for this training, just 30 persons attended AutoCAD, which AutoCAD is a general software. I was expecting, in our previous training, we had about 200 persons attended AutoCAD training, AutoCAD session. But we are going to see how Fusion is going to go, Protastructure is going to go. Like we said earlier, you can attend as many classes as possible. If you want to attend the 4 classes, Protastructure, ANSYS, Fusion, AutoCAD, possible, you can attend all the classes. Okay, thank you all once again, and have a good night rest. Do your assignments. We are going to meet tomorrow, same time, 8:30 p.m. To 10 p.m. or 9:30, depend. Do your assignment, submit on LinkedIn, and make sure your assignment is as genuine as possible. Oluwatoyin, Send rent customer support message on WhatsApp. Send rent customer support message on WhatsApp, and your challenge is going to be, oh Jesus Christ. Okay, thank you all once again for attending to this training. We are going to see tomorrow, same time, same station, same YouTube channel.